Today we're doing some fogging, and then some fogging, and then just a little bit more fogging, and you better buckle up because it might be a long one. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and today it is time for some fogging. We recently got not one, not two, but three super interesting new fogs. Fogs that have never been legal in constructed formats before, outside of like Legacy and Vintage, so we've never got to play with them before. And today we're gonna put them all together and do some Turbo Spider fogging. And I am pretty excited for this deck because Turbo Fog is one of my all-time favorite archetypes, and these are some really interesting new fogs. I will warn you though, this deck does not win quick, so we might be here a while. But anyway, let's talk about our Turbo Spider Fog deck, what it's trying to do, jump into some games, see the deck in action. So the three cards that are the reason we're playing this deck today are these three fogs, all of which just came to Arena for the first time as part of the Marvel bonus sheet, Open Path bonus sheet. So first off, we have Tangle, which is 2 mana instant, prevent all combat damage will be out during this turn, and then attacking creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step. So essentially a double fog, you directly fog once and then kind of fog the second turn because those creatures don't untap. Then we have our namesake fog, Arachnogenesis, and I love this card. 3 mana instant. You make X 1/2 green spider creature tokens with reach, where X is the number of creatures attacking you. So if you're attacked by 2 things, you get 2 spiders, 10 things, you get 10 spiders, and then you prevent all combat damage will be out by non-spider creatures this turn. And this card's crazy. So it's a 3 mana fog, but it's also a 3 mana produce a bunch of spider tokens. If you get 3 or 4 spiders, that's already pretty good for 3 mana, but it's even better than that because it only prevents the combat damage of non-spider creatures. So all of our spiders can still block our opponent's attackers and probably kill at least like 1 or 2 things. So it's kind of a fog mixed with a token producer, mixed with a removal spell, all in one for just 3 mana. And then Comeuppance, our most expensive fog. 4 mana, you prevent all damage that would be out to you and planeswalkers you control from sources you don't control. If the damage that was prevented was from a creature, the creature takes the damage. If it was from a non-creature source, the source's controller takes the damage. So Comeuppance is an expensive fog, but it does 2 things that our other fogs don't do. So first, it prevents non-combat damage. So if our opponent storms off and grape shots us, not only do we prevent that damage, we throw it back in our opponent's face and they probably die. Or they lightning bolt us. We can Comeuppance and redirect at our opponent's face. So it does that, but it also works kind of like Settle the Wreckage because all the creatures that would damage us instead deal the damage to themselves. So a lot of times this is wrathing the board of attacking creatures or killing most of the attacking creatures. So those are the fogs that our deck is built around. And if you don't know Turbo Fog, the goal of the deck is just to chain these spells together every single turn so we can never die to damage. Our opponent builds up their board and we just fog and fog and fog and then eventually win in the late game. We also have a couple of pseudo fogs. The One Ring, in our deck to draw more fogs, but it also fogs when it enters. Cryptic Command, in our deck to be a counter spell, but if we tap down all of our opponent's creatures, it's basically another fog. Plus, we can use it to pick up the One Ring, recast the One Ring. Snapcaster Mage just recast all of our fogs, so basically another fog. So those are our fogs. We also have a little bit more card drawing. Consult the star charts, really good at instant speed for digging for our fogs. We do have a little bit of hard removal, Path to Exile, Supreme Verdict, Farewell. These cards just buy us a little bit more time. If we Supreme Verdict, maybe we can get away without fogging for a turn so we can like set things up a little bit. So a little bit of hard removal. Growth Spiral Explorer just keep us churning through our deck, getting extra lands on the battlefield. Our deck is really land hungry. We really want to get up to like 10 lands eventually to try to win the game. As far as winning the game, we can win with our spiders. We can just make enough spider fog tokens that we win with those. But if we actually need a way to win the game for sure, we have one approach of the Zekisud. Approach of the Zekisud, 7 mana white sorcery. When you cast it, you gain 7 life, put it in your library, 7 from the top. And when you cast it from your hand the second time, you'll win the game. So eventually in the late game, after we fog a million times, we approach, gain some life, and then maybe consult the star charts or One Ring to draw back into the approach, cast it again the next turn or a couple turns later, win the game on the spot. In the mana base, we have a few interesting lands here. Singeda's Duper gives us removal, Celestial Colonnade, part of that backup spider token beatdown plan if we end up there. Mistrise Village actually solves one of Turbo Fog's biggest problems, which is after sideboarding, creature decks bringing counter spells to counter your fogs, and then because of how Turbo Fog works, where you kind of let your opponent build this big board, but then you stop it with the fogs, your opponent usually only needs 1 clean attack to kill you. So if the opponent could just negate you one time on your Fog, they probably just win the game right there. But Mistrise Village can make our Fogs uncounterable to make sure our opponent can't do that. In the sideboard, the other challenge of this deck is, in some matchups, Fogs are bad, right? If you're running into creature-free control or some Spellslinger combo deck with no creatures, then your Fogs just don't do anything. So the way the sideboard is built is if we run into one of those decks, we can take out all the Fogs in our deck and replace them with Consign to Memory, Counterspell, Dovin's Veto, and some combination of Disruptor Flute, Unlicensors, Fragment Reality, depending on the matchup. So the sideboard is built in a way that we can sideboard out literally every Fog and Sweep in our deck and still have a functional deck. Otherwise, Temporary Lockdown for aggro, one more Farewell, and that is Turbo Spider Fog. And that's our deck for today. So let's jump into some games and see if we can win by fogging and fogging and fogging and fogging. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some Magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. All right, buckle up, everyone. It is time to do some fogging, and we might be here a while. In this hand, all right. I mean, we got the comeuppance. We have 3 ridiculous new Fogs, and I am excited to try them out. I mean, they're Fogs that exist. Comeuppance, Spider Fog, Tangle, but they're cards that have never existed even in Modern. Like, these are cards that have never been playable in a 60-card format before, so I am pretty hyped to see how these Fogs actually... Oh, God, Eldrazi. Oh, this matchup worries me. On one hand, they are a deck that wins by attacking with creatures, which is good for us. They shouldn't have counter spells, also good for us. The bad news with Eldrazi is they're very good at attacking lands, so if we miss land drops, things can go south in a hurry. Found it, leads on a breeding pool. And they have stuff like Emrakul that can get us. Opponent going to Blast Zone and Utopia. Oh, we can do the Cryptic trick. Oh, Cryptic also relatively new to Arena. The power of Cryptic is it can bounce any permanent, and that includes lands. And we can bounce that Utopia Sprawl land and really set our opponent back on mana. Yeah, let's Sink into Super, untapped, and Cryptic, yeah. Bounce and draw. Man, it's like playing it's like playing 2015 Modern all over again. Bounce your breeding pool, draw a card, put you back to 1 mana. Opponent. Breeding pool returns. Sure, that's fine. And passes. Well, there's Spider Fog. Well, let's play Sparrow's Headquarters. And you know what? Let's just do this right now. I don't think they play counters in the main, but they could. Consult the star charts. Well, let's take the approach, I guess. It is a little risky if we get Thought Knotted, but yeah, let's take the approach, take the land. Maybe we just get like the turbo win. I guess it is technically possible that approach can win quickly. Not really. Oh boy, that's a ring. We can explore. Let's just play the ring. We don't even know that we have an extra land drop to put into play. Resolves. Well, let's play. Get a little protection first, of course. What are we answering the ring? Ugin's Binding. Okay. I mean, we'll just draw a card and replay it next turn. We're kind of fine with that. We will take another turn of fogging you. That is the entire point of the deck. Actually, we bounce our own ring in this deck, so our opponent in some ways is actually being, wow, helpful and scoops it up. And okay, maybe this will go way quicker than I expected. Well, bring in the consigns. Those are the big ones. I am still very scared of this matchup. We got to keep at least most of the Fogs. The Wraths, I think, are good. Counter spells are a little bit hit or miss just because they do play Cavern, usually in the mana base, so I'm not sure we can just plan on countering the Eldrazi. Do we want anything else? I don't really want to Fragment Reality Eldrazi and just spin into more Eldrazi. That seems kind of bad. What do we cut here? I guess maybe one Explore might be the easiest. And, yeah, one Tangle, run it like that. On to game number 2, we're going to be on the draw for this one. Spider Fogs versus Eldrazi. Just the way Garfield intended. Oh, what do you got, Freddy? I mean, so far so good. So far so good. Yeah, I think we got to ship that one. This is better. This is very awkward. So, We don't really shuffle our deck, so if we put Approach on the bottom, we don't have Approach forever. So I think we don't really want Approach in our opening hand, but we also don't want it to be the very bottom card in our library, because we do want it at some point. The risk of keeping our opening hand is we could definitely get hit by a Thought Knot, and then it's gone forever, and it's just a one of. Well, Bonnet leads on. Oh, God. Double Eldrazi. Oh, no. It really is just like Modern from 2015. Turn 2 Thought Knots here. Maybe 2017. Double Eldrazi Temple draw. Oh, man. I used to hate Eldrazi Temple so much. Oh, did I hate that card. It was literally one of my most hated cards at one point. Exactly because of this. The double Eldrazi Temple draw is just so deflating. We might be in trouble this game. I do not know if we can honestly beat 2 Eldrazi Temples. We do get to explore. Yay. Put a land into play. I mean, I guess next turn we can play a ring. Maybe we're somehow okay. Glaring Fresh Rake. That is kind of an issue. About it. Hits us down to 16. Well, so the Flesh Rake. Yeah, I think we just got to play the land untapped. Get down the ring. So the Flash Rake is going to start making tokens as they play colorless creatures. They're going to deal damage. Or colorless spell. Triple Eldrazi Temple. Alright, that's fair. Bonnet, another Flash Rake. See, we're probably going to need to draw Wrath. And we're going to need to draw it kind of quick because, well, you can't damage us, but... Because the Flash Rakes are a way that our opponent can get us even through the fogs. Comeuppance could theoretically, maybe, get us out of it. Well, let's play the Verge. Do we draw now? Let's just pass. So we can Cryptic Command something. Echoes of Eternity, eh? Let's draw with the ring. We cannot let this resolve. If this resolves, we die very quickly to Flesh Rakes. Just a land. Well, Cryptic. We need to counter and... Actually, let's let the tokens resolve first. So it's going to hurt. And then we can counter tap, because Cryptic is actually just another fog, really. If you tap down all of your creatures, it works exactly the same as a fog. So counter and tap. It's a fog that also counters Echoes of Eternity. So stop the Echoes for now. We don't take any damage, any more damage this turn. Come on, Wrath. Come on, Wrath. Well, Spider Fog is good at keeping us from dying. Not to the Flesh Rakes, though. Comeuppance. Comeuppance would be good. Wrath or Comeuppance. Ooh, Consult. Now, let's play the land tapped. So I guess this turn we have to Fog. I guess we got to just hope we survive double Flesh Rake, which is not a given. Opponent. Temple of Mystery. Thankfully, they don't have any colored mana yet. They do have some, like, Devoid Eldrazi, usually. Spider Fog. Spider Fog. I mean, maybe we can Spider Fog away the Flesh Rake. Arachnogenesis. Spider Fogs. Prevent the damage, because you're not spiders, and we're going to put all of them in front of one of the Flesh Rakes. Arachnogenesis is actually kind of good. Like, Time Walk the damage and kill a Flesh Rake here is huge. One Flesh Rake we might be able to slog through. Two of them. Oh, this ring. Down to 7. Another Spider Fog. I guess another ring would also be good at this point. Well, let's draw with a ring. Okay, there's another ring. So we remain in the land of the living for now. I mean, we also have this approach once we can get to it. Let's play the one ring. Get protection for another turn. This also... So Comeuppance and one ring are the fogs that also shut down Glaring Flesh Rake, which is nice. And then, yeah, Spider Aggro. Get in there. There's no reason not to, really, right? Like, it's free damage. They can't hurt us next turn anyway, so we might as well. Well, hit you to 17. I don't know how likely it is we win with damage, but in theory, it's possible. Bonder's Enclave, eh? Emrakul, wow, thank goodness. Emrakul the Promised End, but we have ring protection, so it doesn't steal our turn, which would be very bad. But it doesn't steal our turn, which means Emrakul's just another Eldrazi that we can fog. Wow, are we going to fog our way past an Emrakul? Yeah, let's cast a Sad Consult. Do a little digging. We only have one fog in hand. No Wrath. Ew. Well, it's probably got to be the Consigned to Memory, I think. I don't know how much we draw with this ring. So we can't cast... We can't cast it. We need to get to the point where we can approach and leave a fog up. That's kind of the next stage. So we have 7 now. We need 10 for that. Let's play the island. Pass the turn. I mean, we got the fog. So this turn we can Spider Fog, kick a consult, and have a consign. We don't really care too much about countering Eldrazi, but some of their triggered abilities are kind of relevant, especially like World Breaker and stuff that can blow up our lands. That's what we're most scared of. Although we got a decent amount now, but we want more. We would like to get up to 10 lands ideally. Opponent combat. Oh boy, here comes big Little Mom Emrakul, I guess. It's still a 13/13 with flying and trample. Opponent getting in. Wow, they are walking that Flesh Rake into its death. Arachnogenesis. I thought these Flesh Rakes were going to get us, but apparently Spider Fog is just the ultimate answer. Prevent all the damage. And yeah, I mean, block Flesh Rake, and then put... Man, are we going to kill a Flesh Rake and a Thought Knot with Spider Fox? See if we can kill them both? About it. It's a little greedy not to just kill the Flesh Rake for sure. All right, opponent's going to keep the Flesh Rake. I think it's worth countering. Well, I really want the Flesh Rake to die. Yeah, let's just counter the Binding. They can have their trigger, whatever. We mostly just want to make sure the Flesh Rake goes away. Do we do it? Do we get them both? And now we can still kick the console. Okay. Well, we take 0, Thought Knot down, Flesh Rake down, and we get to draw from the Thought Knot. And up at it. Oh. We could Slink into Stupid. Yeah, I think we need to do this. We don't really want to lose the consult yet. Are we gonna go back to ring drawing? Yeah, let's do it. We'll find an answer. We won't die to our own cards, right? We need a fog for the ring. down to 5. Growth Spiral. Oh man, we can't quite do it. We need to find a fog for sure. Fog, or I guess a Wrath would also be good. Comeuppance would be hilarious. If we could Comeuppance the Emrakul, that would be so funny. Well, let's kick the console, see if we can find an answer. Doing it main phase turns on Wrath is a potential answer. 9 cards deep. Well, we found a Tangle at least, so we're not dead. Tangle Cryptic, I guess. Cryptic's pretty good, because Cryptic is a fog that lets us reset the ring. So we're definitely taking Cryptic. The question is, do we take Snapcaster to go with the Cryptic? Yeah, I think we do that. So we take 0. Get in, hit ya. I mean, Spider ya. Down to 11. And pass the turn. Cryptic at the ready. Opponent Thought Knot's here. Well, in response, we are going to counter and tap. So stop the Thought Knot. Tap the team. This does mean we don't get a ring activation, but we still take the damage, which is not ideal. Found it. Passing. Well, we dropped to 3 or 4. Oh, Comeuppance. There's a Comeuppance. There is the Comeuppance. How do we do this? So we can Snapcaster Cryptic, tap, bounce the ring. I think that's got to be the plan this turn. And then hopefully that gets us to... the approach in the near future. Actually, maybe we actually just win with Spider Beats. Maybe we're not bouncing the ring. Maybe we're Snapcaster. I mean, I guess we can still bounce the ring, but we can Snapcaster, counter whatever you play, tap down your team, and then our opponent has no blockers, and then we actually just literally fogged our way to victory. Like, all of our threats came from the fogs. It's the spiders from the Spider Fog that is actually beating the Eldrazi. Who would have thought? Found it. Glaring Flesh Rake. I mean, I think... Oh, is this the one? I think this is the one. They still have a little mana left over. I think this... they got the Ugin's Binding. They don't have a mana to cast something. Well, they do have the spawns. Yeah, we're going to do it. Snapcaster. Get the Cryptic. Counter tap. And hope the Spider Beatdown gets there. Cryptic Command. An opponent cannot beat it. And we Spider Fogged our way past Eldrazi. All right, well, apparently, Arachnogenesis actually kind of busted. Sweet, 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 sweet. It is time for some more Spider Fogging. Get ready. Actually, the Eldrazi game didn't go that long. I was thinking we might play some really epically long matches with this deck, but first one, not too bad. All right, opponent. What are we up to, opponent? What are we up to? Hopefully something that is bad against fogs. That's all we ask. Something that is not good against fogs. Oh, this deck. I don't know why I enjoy this so much. I don't know why I love playing. I love playing Turbo Fog. And we have some spicy new fogs to check out, which makes it even more fun. But there's just something about letting your opponent build up the board, and they get so excited, and they're gonna attack you, and they're gonna kill you, and then you're like, 2 mana, Tangle, 3 mana, Spider Fog. Oh boy, Golgari. Thought Seizers are good against us. Well, our hand is 2 Spider Fogs and a Farewell. We might be saying farewell to a Farewell here. I will say that one of the downside of fogs is they are an information-based card, and if your opponent knows you have a fog, it gets way less effective. I mean, it still is going to keep you from taking combat damage for a turn, which is nice, but the problem is if your opponent knows about it, it becomes much, much easier for your opponent to play around it. Like, if you know there's a Spider Fog, maybe attack with one thing instead of your whole board, or your biggest thing, like the Ignoblest of Fire, stuff like that. Opponent might be Jund. I see. Well, tap land go. We're not fogging this turn. We could really use some card draw. Found it. Gonna get in with the Ignoblest of Hierarchs. Hits us down to 19. Well, Comeuppance. Even more fogs. Comeuppance is funny. It's our most expensive fog, but it's also our only fog that fogs non-combat damage, which is actually kind of relevant in some situations. About it. Hits us down to 18 and passes. Well, we will keep drawing lands and playing them tapped and passing the turn. Sadly, because of Exalted, we can't even Spider Fog to eat this Ignoble Hierarch, or we would. If we could actually... Oh, Jaracell. Oh, Jaracell. Sure, pound it. Free Thoughtseize. Yeah, well, the hand's all fog, so take your pick. I guess Comeuppance has the most text out of all the fogs. It is also the most expensive. I think every time that someone has seen a Comeuppance, you've seen the opponent have to stop and read it, because there is just a wall of text on that card. Even more lands. Well, island and go. Not looking great. I mean, we're not going to die super quick. Ugh. All right, Perilous Iterations, draw 2 for now. And opponent, land. And now they can flash back the Perilous Iterations. Yeah, Jaracell's kind of a good card. It is kind of a good card. Opponent hits us down to 15, down to 14 thanks to Exalted. Yeah, I mean, I still don't really want to fog just a single attack. At some point, we're going to have to start. We'd rather just draw a ring, for example. Drawing a ring would be great. Another Comeuppance. Well, Comeuppance can actually kill the Jaracell. So I get to keep the Perilous Iteration cards to the end of the next turn. So I keep them for now. Opponent. Prismatic Vista, gonna crack it. Discarding double Fatal Push makes sense, because I think our opponents realize that we're not especially creature heavy. We make spiders sometimes, but that is about it. Opponent, combat. Jaracell. Nothing to cast. Combat. And getting in, and this is a bummer, but yes, Jaracell's finally gonna get its comeuppance after drawing, let's see, Thought Seizing, drawing multiple cards. Yeah. Yeah, it's time. It's time for our revenge. About it. Has it gotta be just like all the goifs, right? Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Man, that farewell would have been nice about now. And opponent gonna play a starting town, and okay, how about some card draw? Opponent loses a Pyrogoyf. Sink into Stupor. Well, Sink is at least not a Fog. It does something different than the rest of our hand. All right, opponent, Fable. Gonna do a little looting. Yeah, I mean, so the thing about Fogs is they are a one-shot effect, right? It's not a Wrath that is ending your opponent's board forever. It's a one-shot, so you really need to back them up with card draw, or else eventually, Pyrogoyf. That's real bad. That is real bad. Well, I guess we can slow it down with the Sink into Stupor. Still a temporary solution to the Goyf problem. Oh boy, we've just hit nothing this game. We've just drawn Fog. I mean, we're a Fog deck, so I guess drawing all Fogs and lands is not that shocking, but we we have not drawn any card draw. Opponent flips the Fable, Pyrogoyf. Sadly, all of our Fogs, all of these Fogs at least, comeuppance is different, but they all only stop combat damage, so I don't actually, and a Pyrogoyf. Yeah, I mean, we're dead on board next turn because of the Fable. Can copy a Goyf. We can survive for now. We don't even actually need to Fog. Oh yeah, we do need to Fog. Ugh. Yeah, we're pretty dead. Yeah, I guess we Spider Fog. Well, we got a top deck right here. It's gotta be something that answers the board. A Fog does not do it. Comeuppance would. But it's gotta answer. Oh, all right. Chain Lightning. Sure. Well, you can't Fog a Chain Lightning. Not with a Spider Fog. All right. Jund Goyfs. What do we want against the Goyfs? We might need a couple of counter spells. What do we cut? I guess we can trim like a Consult maybe. Actually, yeah, it's tough. There's nothing obvious. Yeah, maybe a Consult and an Explorer. Actually, I kind of want one more Farewell too. Just one more way to actually permanently deal with the board and get rid of the graveyard. Yeah, I guess we got to go down. Yeah, one Spider Fog, run it like that. All right, on to game number 2. We're gonna be on the play, which is nice. Well, we're gonna try this. Hopefully this Surveillant land finds us another land. Okay, that's good. That is good. Hopefully we can just turbo out a ring, and that will give us what we were missing last game, which is just a way to keep refilling our hand. And also a Fog, technically, but, well, land go. Opponent. Land, and Dauthi Voidwalker. Well, Dauthi... Well, there's a Farewell. Oh, untap land? Untap land. Dauthi doesn't really matter to us. Like, we have the Snapcaster, but we're not really a graveyard deck. All right, Sink into Stupor works. That works. We got to take 3, but let's get down the ring. Get the card draw going, and this is way better than last game. Turn 3 ring, not bad. Fleam approves. About it. We also don't have anything too good for our opponent to Dauthi. I guess I could get a ring eventually, would probably be the best, but opponent, Barrowgoyf. Now we draw a land, which is nice. Let's just play the Verge. Draw with the ring? Oh. Supreme Verdict. I mean, we have a Farewell in hand. Yeah, I think we just cast it. Get rid of the Barrowgoyf, get rid of the Dauthi. A little bit of an early reset here, but because we have another Wrath in hand, I think it seems worth firing off. About it. Overgrown Tomb. And, well, there's the Pyrogoyf. That is a good one. Down to 14. Pyrogoyf's so ridiculous. If you play a bunch of Goyfs, it's so much damage. Wow, gonna Surgical the Supreme Verdict. That's kind of fine. We only have 2 in the deck. It does not get rid of the Farewell from hand. Well, down to 13. Console day. Well, let's draw some cards. Do we just have to ring again already? Or can we wait and get one more round of card draw out of it? Yeah, I think we're just gonna do it. Get down another ring, get protection. This also buys us some time against the Pyrogoyf, which is nice. And then we'll just play the land tapped. We're not gonna ring this turn. It's wild how much, wow, an opponent decides they've had enough and scoops it up. It's crazy how much paying 1 for the ring activation changes how the card plays. Like, it's such a small knob to twist, but it really changes how you play the card. Yeah, I guess we just run it back. All right, on to game number 3. We're going to be on the draw, which is a scary place to be when you're playing a fog deck. Well, speak of fogs, we have many of them. We need to find some white mana. Ugh, the ignoblest of hierarchs. There's comeuppance. Well, there's white mana. Okay, we need 1 more white source for the Supreme Verdict. Opponent, gonna get ready to rumble malevolently. And finds a land. Interesting. Plays a Black Cleave Cliffs. Oh, I see. I was wondering why they didn't take the Barrow-goyf, and the answer is they are unearthing the Barrow-goyf. Really don't want to take a hit off of this. It would be nice if we could explore to ramp into Supreme Verdict. But I really don't want to take a Barrow-goyf hit and let our opponent start drawing cards. So I think we're just going to play land. We're going to pass the turn. I think we just tangle. Double fog the Barrow-goyf. Dauthi Voidwalker, sure. So we double fog the Barrow-goyf. Opponent, going to get in with the Barrow-goyf. Well, tangle ya. Fog times 2. So this means our opponent's not going to draw with the Barrow-goyf. Maybe this turn. Ugh. All right, opponent going to draw some cards. Perilous Iterations. There's a Growth Spiral. Can we just take this turn as a setup turn? Can we afford to go shields down? Let's just pass. We can Growth Spiral at instant speed to get a land into play. It'd be nice if we could like explore into Growth Spiral, but opponent's going to Thought Seize us. I think we let it go. I would be surprised if they take the Growth Spiral here. They almost have to take Supreme Verdict, I think. Yeah, opponent's going to take the Verdict. As good as comeuppance can be, it is awkward that the Goyfs have more toughness than power, so we can never actually kill them with comeuppance. Well, there's Approach. Yeah, play the tap land. Man, that Supreme Verdict. I guess we still need to draw a white source anyway, but that Supreme Verdict would have been really nice. Found it. Dauthi's in 4. Down to 16. Well, okay. Spider Fog, but we're missing land drops. Well, I mean, we cannot let the Barrow-goyf sit. Until we find a Wrath, we have to fog the Barrow-goyfs every turn. So I guess we just pass? Opponent. That is where Tangle's actually really nice. Like, I know it's 2 mana, but the fact that the stuff doesn't untap really does make it a double fog. Like, if we can fog the Barrow-goyfs once, it actually buys us 2 turns, and that's actually huge, because that gives us a window where we can do something that's not a fog for a turn, which is really, really powerful in the deck. Opponent. More card draw. Perilous Iterations. Sure. Something like Shieldred would be really annoying. Jaracel's also very annoying. Although, I imagine if they're a Goyf deck, they're probably not Shieldreding, or maybe they have like 1 Shieldred or something. Jaracel's an issue. Opponent. I'm gonna Thought Seize again. Well, thankfully we have backup Fog, so we can't... they just have so much information, though, and they have Exalted, so our opponent... This is what I was talking about earlier, where the information really matters. If our opponent's smart, they will just attack with 1 Barrow-goyf. And then that puts us in the position, maybe Barrow-goyf and Dauthi, and that puts us in the position where we either need to waste a Fog and not tap down both Barrow-goyfs for a turn, or we need to take the hit, and neither of those we want to do. Opponent goes with just a Barrow-goyf. Yeah, that's a pretty good attack. I might have also swung with the Dauthi, but I really don't want to take the hit from a Barrow-goyf. Yeah. We're going to Spider Fog, and we are going to hope we draw... I don't even know. Sink into Stupor. Well, let's explore. We still haven't hit a second white source. There's a Console. Well, play the tap land. Pass the turn. We're not dead yet, because we can still tangle. So we still have another Fog left, but yeah... We just never got the velocity going. The Thought Seize has helped. Like, if we still had that Farewell in hand, this game would look quite a bit different, because we'd be 1 white. We could like consult to find the white source, Farewell, sweep away everything. Found it. Wow. Interesting. Okay, well, I mean, tangle ya. After such a conservative attack to play around it last turn, our opponent goes on the full swing this turn and and we get the double fog anyway. So that actually is, well, we'll see what they have. Oh no. Go blank, eh? Well, that is a problem. That is a good one. We are very close to dead, and we have kind of minimal outs since we don't have double white. Well, we now have double white, so we get one more because of the tangle, tapping everything down for another turn. We can even get a little frisky. Hit you for one with the spider. Technically, we're winning the damage race somehow at the moment, which I think is our opponent's shock lands and starting towns, because that is the first time we've damaged them. Well, we get one draw. We get one draw. There's a Dothy. It's got to be a fog to stay alive. A wrath would be even better. If we whiff here, we are dead. Magic gods, please help your foggers, opponent. Getting in, hitting us down to 12. Okay, knock the top of the deck, and is it a fog? Okay, it's a growth spiral. It's a redraw. Is it a fog or a wrath? A verge. Oh, Jaracel. Well, too much discard, I guess. Brutal, brutal, brutal. All right. It is fog time. We are teaching arena zoomers about spider fogs, apparently. Ooh, speaking of spider fogs, this is a spider fog, and we will keep this. We got a ring too. We can even ramp into the ring. Well, let's see what our opponent is up to. Hopefully something that scoops to spider fogs. Found it. Plains, okay. Plains. I think that's a good sign, unless it's followed by an island and they're blue-white control, then it's horrible. I don't know how we do against a control deck. Opponent, giver of runes. Control decks don't care about our fogs, but we do have a sideboard plan that can get around it to some extent. We can just sideboard out fogs and go up a ton of counters and try to just win that way. Well, let's play the land. Do a little exploration. And put the Sink into Stupor into play. I mean, we're going to have a turn 3 ring. That's pretty good. Drawing cards is nice. The ring at a high life total is always huge. Esper Sentinel. Well, that is probably going to... I wonder if we could mill him out. That's probably going to draw you some cards. So the question is, what kind of deck is our opponent? Are they... There's this weird, like, Surveil life gain combo deck. Hopefully they're not that. Hopefully they're just trying to win by attacking. And then life is pretty good. Now, I think we're just going to play the land untap. This does mean giving our opponent a card with the Esper Sentinel. Not ideal, but we're going to draw many cards with the ring. So get down the ring, protection for the turn. We still don't really know what our opponent's doing. Wow, that is an early sacking of a Sunbait Canyon. Okay, opponent going down to 2 lands, got to draw that card. What is their deck? I mean, obviously some sort of white aggro deck, but what is that? It doesn't look like, it could be humans. It could be like a human deck, but why aren't they curving out more? Or like playing more things? They have 5 cards in hand. I don't know what they're up to. Well, Breeding Pool tapped, pass the turn. Let's start drawing with the ring. Leaving up the fogs. Mizrai's Village actually huge in this deck. Like, it's such a sneaky big addition. But if you think about Turbo Fog in the past, and we've played Turbo Fog before because I love me some Turbo Fog, but one of the ways you beat a Turbo Fog deck is you sideboard and counter spells for game 2 and game 3, right? And then you just spell pierce the fog and you win with 1 attack. You negate the fog, whatever. It opens veto the fog with 1 attack. Mizrai's Village gets around that. That gives us a guaranteed, almost guaranteed fog. Like, there's still, you could exile it off the stack or something, but really it beats all the common counter spells, which is a huge deal in some matchups. Well, let's draw with the ring. All right, Ottaway. Well, we'll take 1 from the ring, down to 6. Ooh, Supreme Verdict. We could fire off a quick Supreme Verdict. Do we even need to fire off a quick Supreme Verdict? Let's play a Twara. Let's just wait. Let's see if we can get some more cards out of our opponent's hand. We're not really in danger of dying. Like, we have multiple fogs. And we're still at 16. Although the higher we keep our life total, the better. Because the higher our life total, the more we can draw with the ring. Now that we're banning the ring on Commander Clash, I gotta get my fill somewhere. And apparently that's spider fogging people on Arena. Found it. That's what they're doing. Core Spirit Dancer, sheltered by ghosts. All right, so they're a Boggles deck. They're like Boros Auras. All right, opponent's gonna hit the ring, which is kind of fine. We will draw in response. More fogs, not bad. I mean, we have a lot of card draw this game. We have another ring, and we have the consult. Bound it. Oh, come on, get in with that giver. Ooh. I think we still just Spider Fog here and kill the Sentinels. Yeah, I think it's worth it. The other option is try to mill them out with the Sentinels. Since they are not a May ability, if we choose not to pay, they do draw a card. And they draw a Spirit Dancer, so it almost would be possible to try to mill them out, but I don't think we need to do that. I think that's something we do if we're desperate, but I feel like this hand is probably good enough to fog fairly. As fair as fogging can be. Well, block Thesper Sentinels. That's part of the power of Spider Fog, right? Like, not only do you fog all the damage, but you get these surprise spiders that get to block. All right, opponent's going to save both. One with Giver, one with Shard Mage's Rescue. But in theory, it's like a fog that also works... Oh, come on, it's a fog that also works like a removal spell. Yeah, I think this might be reset time. So we're going to get to draw one card, but we get back our ring, and we can draw a card off the ring. Yeah, I think this is fine. So we'll pay for one of the Sentinels. Blow up the board. Get back the ring. Pass the turn. I feel like this is probably a decent matchup. Amp-Trap. I swear every deck plays Amp-Raptor. Like, even non-energy decks, so many people just play Amp-Raptor. They're just like, I don't know, got a bunch of 2-drops. I'll spin into something. Like, a Core Spirit Dancer, apparently. All right, opponent, pop off. Demonic Ruckus draws a card with the Spirit Dancer. Sure. I don't know what answers they have to what we're doing, though. Fogging is not really a thing. So it's not like people are teching to be Turbo Fog. So I'm not sure what answers our opponent has to us just, like, casting a fog every turn. I'll draw with the ring. Play the Verge. Actually, yeah, play the Verge. Oh, we gotta discard the hand size. Boo. What are we discarding? I guess a land. We should hit more lands with the ring. All right, opponent. What do you got? Opponent. Combat. Well, it seems like a good Tangle. Get both of them for 2 turns. Tangle's a card. I like playing Fogs in Commander. Tangle's like so close. I gotta try it more. I've played it in a couple of decks, but I feel like Tangle's like, even at 2 mana, is close to being good enough. Well, let's draw with the ring. Let's kick a Consult the Star Charts. Take even more Tangles and I guess a land of some type. Take the Sparrow's Headquarters. Well, down to 13 for now. Let's Sparrow's Headquarters. And I guess we just Growth Spiral to get cards out of our hand into an Explore. And I mean, we can't take the hit, but our opponents tap down. They shouldn't have haste, right? Yeah, we'll play it safe. I don't think they should have haste, but we'll leave mana up. We won't go too deep. Opponent, tap land, and passing. Well, draw with the ring. Sooner or later, we'll hit approach. Well, there's some lands. Enough lands that I guess we actually cycle Sparrow's Headquarters. Might as well. And even more lands. Well, ring down to 10, and even more. There is a land pocket. Good lord, five in a row. Which is actually fine. We don't actually care. Yeah, I don't even think we're going to draw with the ring. We're just going to play another ring. Reset it. We already have so many cards in hand that if we draw 4 more, we're just going to discard everything to hand size. So pass the turn. Discard a couple of lands. I mean, this hand we have... we have 5 fogs and a Snapcaster, which is another fog. So we're pretty much guaranteed to live for 6 more turns. I don't think our opponent should have much direct damage. Like, Boggles decks usually can't afford to play, like, a bunch of bolt effects. So, ooh, there's Cryptic, too. Oh, now we can start doing some shenanigans. Once you have the Cryptic, the ring becomes so good because we can, yeah, let's actually just, man, it almost feels bad, but we're going to discard a Spider Fog. We're actually so fog flooded that we're discarding them to hand size. But we do some cool shenanigans with Cryptic where we can like pick up the ring, replay the ring, Snapcaster the Cryptic, do it again. Opponent decides to try to attack. Big mistake. Tangle ya. 2 more turns of doing nothing. And opponent going to plot a Demonic Ruckus. I wonder how long our opponent sticks it out. I wonder if there's a point where they're just like, this is not gonna matter. Oh right, you can't sync your own stuff. Yeah, let's Cryptic. Bounce draw, pick up the ring. It's a lot of sinking to stupors. Let's untap. Play the Verge. I mean, we don't even really need to play the ring this turn. I guess we can, but yeah, I mean, we'll get it back down. Might as well. We reset it so we're not taking as much damage. We just don't want to discard so much to hand size. We'll pitch one of the... Yeah, I guess we can pitch the Hollowed Fountain. Hold on to the Sinks. The Sinks could be relevant. Like, we could bounce the Spirit Dancer or something. There's just not really any point to when we can keep fogging them. Opponent sheltered by ghosts. Sure. Gonna try to answer the ring. Well, I mean, that is going to work for now. But we can draw in response. Into another ring. That is the power of the ring, right? The ring, the one ring somehow begats more rings. Not exactly a flavor win, but it is pretty strong. Bound it. Passing. Do we want to do anything end step? Yeah, I guess not. Oh, more Snapcasters. I don't know how this hand dies. Like, it's not going to win quick, but I don't know how you kill us through this hand. We're to the point where we'll start playing Sink into Stupors as lands. The ring, more protection. And we can do that multiple. Like, Cryptic's so insane. Like, I don't think you understand how good Cryptic is in this deck. Because we can Snapcaster the Cryptic. Pick up, tap down your team so it's a fog. Pick up the ring. Next turn, replay the ring for another fog. Then the next turn, Snapcaster or Cryptic. It's like so many fogs. It's so many fogs. Ooh, Light Pause. Okay. I mean, the problem our opponent's having is their deck is really good at adding a lot of power to the battlefield. And we're seeing that now, right? Core Spirit Dancer drawing the cards. Light Pause getting even more auras. Their board is getting really big. The problem for our opponent is our deck is really good at making big creatures not matter. That is the power of fogs. You can be a Jumbo Cactuar, and we don't care how much power you got because a fog's a fog. Found it, passing. Well, back to one ring shenanigans. At some point, oh, there we go. I was just going to say, at some point, we're going to hit the Approach of the Second Sun. And now we can actually win relatively quickly. If we want to. We could also just keep fogging people for a while. It will be nice. Let's Approach of the Second Sun. Let's go up to 50, pass the turn. So now we know 7 cards deep in our deck is the win the game button. And we got a ring to draw his cards. About it. And we have plenty of fogs to not die. Hammer Hand. Oh no. Oh no, we can't block this turn. Whatever will we do? I mean, if they did have like a Bone Crusher or something, that would actually get us. Like if they had some way to make damage unable to be prevented, then they would just get us. But opponent, gonna do Light Pause things. Get a Griff Boon. At some point, Light Pause is gonna stop doing anything because they can only get things that they don't already have on the battlefield. So sooner or later, Light Pause just stops working. Come on, opponent. Let us tangle you. Opponent getting in. Ooh, the Vigilance gets around Tangle. Look at that. I mean, it still fogs, but it doesn't get tapped for a second turn. So I guess in that case, Spider Fog yet? And I guess we can kill the Amped Raptor. And, I mean, it doesn't matter if we block or not, really. Might as well. Just so the spiders feel like they're involved and doing something. Killing the Amped Raptor is nice, though. I've been actually really impressed with Spider Fog. I feel like this card's actually... It's never been legal in a constructed format outside of Legacy and Vintage, right? Like, it's never been there. I feel like people just think of it like a commander card, but the card has consistently been very good. Like, yes, if you're into a control deck or a spell combo deck, it's not going to be as good, but it has been so good. Well, Growth Spiral. Put a land into play. Untap. We were 3 cards deep. Wait. So draw 3 cards and approach number 2 and approach ya and, well, fog 'em. Approach the second sun. I'm sorry, Boggles. What do we want against this deck? I don't even know if we change anything. Like, is there anything we need to change? We could bring in temporary lockdown, but then they sheltered by ghosts and get all their stuff back, which seems awkward. Game 1 just felt so good that I actually kind of think we just mostly run it back. Let's bring in a couple fragment realities and mostly just keep things the same. I guess it's just the explorers are the most cuttable. Run it like that. All right, on to game number 2. We're gonna be on the draw for this one, and yeah, all right. This hand looks fine. Got a little ramp. Got a few fogs. No card draw really, but Growth Spiral's good. Growth Spiral. I feel like the games where we have Growth Spiral on turn 2 tend to go way better than the games where we don't have Growth Spiral on turn 2. The deck is like oddly mana hungry because you want mana to do things and leave up fogs. All right, opponent's got the turn 2 light pause. Well, that is a 1 ring. Okay. You know that thing I said about not having card draw? I take it back. We might actually just have a turn 3 1 ring. Opponent, wow. Spirit Dancer too. All right. I mean, opponent has the draw. If you're playing the Boggles deck, light pause and core Spirit Dancer together on turn 3 and an ethereal armor is about as good as you're going to get. Opponent gets to tutor out another aura. It is Sentinel's Eyes, sure. Well, we will take the 3 here. Taking the 3 lets us get down the ring next turn, which seems worth it. Put the Colonnade into play. And we got a shock. I mean, we could fog this turn. And then next turn, we could... Yeah, I think we're just going to wait. Let's just pass. We can fog this turn. Next turn, we can play the ring and have the mana to draw with it. Another ethereal armor. Well, our opponent is going to build a lethal threat super quick here, which means we're basically going to have to fog every turn for the rest of the game until we hit some sort of sweeper. But I mean, I guess at some point we could sink into stupor, although that's kind of risky. They have answers for targeted removal. Opponent tap land and all right, here they come. Opponent getting in. The vigilance is kind of awkward. It does make... watch them have Mana Tithe. They wouldn't have Mana Tithe, right? Yeah, all right, let's Arachnogenesis. If we got Mana Tithe, then I guess you hit us to 1 or something. All right. Spider Fog goes through. No point in blocking. Well, we will stay at 17. Yeah, Mana Tithe actually would be really good for our opponent here. Another Spider Fog. How do we do this? Let's just Hollowed Fountain untapped, get down the ring. This lets us pay for Mana Tithe and maybe more importantly, lets us start drawing with the ring. Well, not more importantly, but also importantly. So we get the protection for the turn. So fog achieved. Opponent. Sunbaked Canyon, gonna crack it to draw a card. I wonder how our opponents enjoy playing this matchup. On it, Amped Raptor, spin it to win it into a Shard Mage's Rescue. All right. I mean, that's still kind of fine. It draws him a card. It triggers Light Pause. Bonnet draws a card. Actually, what's Light Pause gonna get? Sooner or later, they gotta run out, right? They're just gonna have everything. Oh, the Hammer Hand. Well, our Spider's not gonna block. Opponent gonna do a little plotting and pass the turn. Well, let's draw with the ring. All right, Consult's good. Consult makes the approach of the second Sun's win way easier because in the late game, we can usually approach and have enough mana that we can just immediately Consult, grab the approach again, cast it again the next turn. All right, opponent, getting in there. Is this the time we don't have a fog? I'm sorry to disappoint you, opponent, but no, we have another Spider Fog. And I guess we try to kill the Light Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's block Amped Raptor. We'll be a little greedy. If our opponent can answer a Spider, they keep their Light Pause. I don't think it really matters that much. We might as well, like, it just shows how insane this card is. It's better than a fog because it's also a lot of times a removal spell and it's a token producer. Wow, opponent Shard Mage's Rescue to save the Amped Raptor. This might mean they have another Light Pause in hand. That would make sense. If they just have another Light Pause in hand, then you might as well keep the Amped Raptor because Light Pause is legendary anyway. So it looks like Light Pause is actually going to die here. Do we actually kill? Yeah. All right. Well, Spider Fog keeps getting better and better. About it. What do you got, Simone? How about a Sentinel's Eyes? Sure. Bono's gonna draw a card. I actually think the mill him out plan could work in this matchup. I don't think it's really worth going on because I don't think we need to. But between the Spirit Dancers and the Sentinels, I think we actually could. If we just start out from the beginning saying our goal is to mill our opponent out, I think it's actually kind of realistic that we could. There's a Demonic Ruckus gonna trigger the amazing Core Spirit Dancer. Like, the Core Spirit Dancer is super lethal. If they could ever just get in an attack with it, we'd be in all kinds of trouble. Well, more ring. Draw some cards. All right, more rings. You can never have too many rings. Can we actually win with spiders? Is it possible? Get in, hit you. Down to 15. Well, let's play the tap land. Yeah, let's play the tap land and just pass the turn. I think we want to draw. We have enough life that we can draw with the ring again. So I think we tangle this turn, or maybe Spider Fog again. Maybe Spider Fog just to keep building a board. Actually, we're getting enough tokens that the fog beatdown win is actually seeming kind of realistic. Arachnogenesis, Spider Fog. I guess we can try again to kill the Amped Raptor. Block him. Oh, it's gonna work this time? Okay. Yeah, we will take 0. Get rid of the Amped Raptor. And that's a pretty big board of spiders. Found it. As per Sentinel. Sure. Draw with the ring. Oh, there's a Farewell. I don't even know if we want to cast the Farewell yet. We could cast the Farewell. I don't even know if we want to, though. I think we might be better off just continuing the spider beatdown. And opponent's tapped out, so we can bounce the Spirit Dancer. Let's just swing out and see what our opponent does. See if they block with Esper Sentinel. They can block with the Spirit Dancer. Yeah. Man, I guess it's worth bouncing. It kind of seems worth it. Like, they can't counter it. It doesn't have ward. Yeah, let's just bounce it. I mean, this is kind of almost a fog. If our opponent doesn't have anything to attack with, it's like a permanent fog. Pound it. Pick it back up. Draws with Demonic Ruckus. And we still have Tangle available. And we still have a ring activation. And opponent's down to 9. We also have this Celestial Colonnade, which we're not going to be aggressive with because I don't want to get killed, but there could be another Light Pause. Well, we thought they might have another Light Pause, but at some point, that's another potential 4 damage. Bone it. Sheltered by Ghosts. All right. Gonna get rid of the ring again? Or wait, no, are you gonna get a spider? Are the spiders so scary our opponents... Our opponent's going to Sheltered by Ghosts, one of our 7 spider tokens. I'm telling you, Arachnogenesis, it's the truth. Did we break it with the Spider Fog? About it. What do we got, opponent? Okay, White Source, sure. Yeah. How about some more threats, opponent? Give us your best shot. There's always more fogs. There's always money in the banana stand. Opponent. Sentinel's Eyes. Sure. Draws a card with Core Spirit Dancer. Maybe we mill our opponent out without trying. That is also kind of possible. Found it. Gonna get Ethereal Armor. Yes, your board is getting lethal again. Sure. Oh, as per Sentinel. Oh, do we just take 2? We can take 2, right? Yeah, we'll go to 7. We'll go to 7. Well, draw with the 1 ring. That is a bunch of lands. Yeah, let's cycle this Spara's headquarters. See if we can... All right, Snapcaster is good. I do like Snapcaster. And a Growth Spiral. Well, we're down to 3, which does mean we could get got by like some random burn spell. Do we draw with the ring again to try to find approach? Oh, we're already discarding so much to hand size. Yeah, let's just play another ring. We're not going to pay. Actually, yeah, we can pay. We can pay the one. Keep the new ring. Probably not going to be drawing with this ring. Well, now we might as well play the Grow Spirals and such. Grow Spiral, put a Breeding Pool into play tapped. Hollowed Fountain tapped. And pass the turn. Discard a land and a land. All right. I mean, we have 2 Wraths, 2 Fogs, the Consult, a Snapcaster. We're in pretty good shape, I think. Opponent, land. And Sudden Baked Canyon. The biggest risk is probably some weird source of direct damage. Opponent, Amped Raptor. Gonna spin it to win it, spin it to win it, and get a Demonic Ruckus. Sure. Like a Lightning Bolt would get us. Potentially. Opponent, gonna draw some cards. Light Pause. Are we out of action yet? No. All right, opponent. And Pithing Needle. Well, Pithing Needle is a great answer to the ring. Unfortunately for our opponent, we're late enough in this game that we don't actually even want to activate the ring anymore. We really can't activate the ring much more because we're so low on life. So, a little bit late to the party, but a good answer. Opponent, gonna pass. We draw a Verge. What do we have in the graveyard? Yeah, nothing super exciting. I guess we can just Supreme Verdict. Yeah, let's just reset the board. Reset the board. Not doing anything else. This does mean we lose all of our spiders, but opponent gonna draw some cards and draw some cards. And we'll pass the turn. Actually, let's play. And maybe we'll hold on to Etwara. Channeling Etwara actually could be relevant. We could, like, make them pick up the Pithing Needle or something, which I could see that being worthwhile. Opponent, land. And what do we got, opponent? What do we got? High Noon. Okay. Oh, we gotta find a comeuppance. We gotta find comeuppance. We gotta find comeuppance. We gotta find comeuppance. Come on. Come on, consult the star charts. Come on, opponent. High Noon for 5 to the face. Can we give our opponent the comeuppance? Oh man, this is so risky. All right, consult. No kicker. Show us comeuppance. Show us comeuppance. Yes. Oh, we got the comeuppance. Oh, this is so good. Comeuppance. Yes. High Noon. No, not damaging us, damaging you. Opponent's down to 4. Oh, Celestial Colonnade for Xaxes. Opponent runs out. We got him. We got him. The comeuppance win. Stealing victory from the jaws of defeat. Celestial Colonnade. Fire it up and hit ya. Wow. Well, that's why comeuppance is in the deck. It does something none of the other Fogs does, which is Fog non-combat damage and throw it back at our opponent's face. And wow, what a win. Whew, that was close. Well, we'll take it. Sweet. It is time to do some more fogging. Just keep fogging. And we will play first. This hand, I mean, we got Fogs, we got a ring, got some ramp. Actually, it seems pretty good. See what the matchup is. That is always the challenge with Fogs. Expedition. Oh, is this Lotus Field? Oh, boy. Unfortunately, this Verge makes the wrong color of mana, so we can't Grow Spiral this turn. Yeah, tap land go. All right, well, if you think about all the decks that someone could possibly play, I think that Lotus Field might be one of the decks that cares about Fogs the least. So this might be a good test of our sideboard plan for matchups that don't care about Fogs. See if we can actually keep up with a deck that literally has 0 creatures in it and does not care about Fogs at all. Opponent, untap land. Sure, they got the Deserted Temple. They got the Artist Talent. Yeah, this is not good. We can play a ring, but I'm not even sure that the ring saves us from how they win. Unfortunately, if they combo, we're probably going to have to sit through it the first time because we need to know their win con. Because if their win con is damage-based, then comeuppance can actually work. Like, if their plan is to, like, storm off and then grape shot or something, we can actually stop that with comeuppance. There's no Thoracle in this format, so you can't play Thassa's Oracle. I guess I could have, like, I don't know, a pseudo Thassa's Oracle, like a Lab Man or something. Bound it. Consider, sure. Sure. And I guess in their deck with so much card draw, a Lab Man is actually very similar to a Thoracle. All right, well, you can't actually damage us this turn. Does that mean you can't win the game this turn? How about it? There's the Lotus Field, floating the mana. Gonna sack everything but the Deserted Temple, I expect. Yeah, Deserted Temple pretty good with Lotus Field. Not bad, not bad. And then, well, let's see how this goes. Deserted Temple, gonna untap the Lotus Field. Gonna tap it, make some mana. And they have the Artist Talent, so it's hard to see them fizzling from here. Hidden Stirrings, do some looting. All right, well, we can sit back, relax. We're actually just gonna draw with the ring here, so we can officially pass the turn in F6. maybe take a little nap as our opponent combos off. I mean, it's always tough because this is not a deterministic combo, right? It's not a deterministic combo. So we don't know 100% that we're dead. Normally, if I'm playing against Lotus Field and it gets to this point where they're like, they have an Artist Talent, they have the Lotus Field, they have the Deserted Temple, they got a bunch of mana. Normally, this is where I consider scooping, right? Assuming they have a bunch of cards in hand, which they do. But like I said, we really need to know how they're trying to win this game. Because even if this game is a loss, and it is very likely a loss, but even if this game is a loss, knowing how they're trying to kill us is going to have a lot of value for games 2 or games 3. So we can't actually scoop this one. We got to ride it out. Opponent, yep, going to draw cards, going to churn through their deck. So how's your week been, everyone? What's up these days? How's life, school, work, whatever you do? How do you feel about next year's Magic sets? What kind of oil do you use in your car? About it, Porford Pages. Gonna draw some cards. Imagine that. I might just start having a conversation with Fleem. Maybe if me and Fleem can talk about something. Bearby, what are you doing, Bearby? What are you eating, bud? I guess I can just talk to Bear. That's probably even better than Fleem. I don't even have to do anything at this point. Let me know if our opponent actually wins the game somehow. How are you, Bearby? How are you, bud? How are you, big puppy? He's just sitting by my feet, chewing on a box. The bear life. Oh, God. Okay, Underworld Breach. That's good to know about. I mean, that was kind of expected, though. All we care about is the win con. Yes, you got us, opponent. We're not just trying to be jerks. Just show us how you win the game, and we will concede. We just need to know the win con. Does comeuppance matter? That is the question. Like, we know the other fogs don't matter. Does comeuppance matter? Also worth mentioning, I imagine they're not winning with damage because we have the ring protection and our opponent's comboing off anyway. So they can't actually, like, kill us with a grape shot. It's not possible this turn. And they're still doing all the stuff. They're still drawing their deck. They're still Underworld Breaching. So I imagine that means they're not winning with damage, I would guess. Oh, gonna untap that Lotus Field and tap it again? Really? Innovative strategy, Lotus Field player, Porford Pages. I mean, at this point, our opponent's functionally infinite, right? Like, the Artist Talent's loot, the Porford Pages, you can keep casting. They get enough cards in the graveyard with each Porford Pages so they can cast it again, untap the lands to make the mana. So essentially at this point, they do have the ability to draw literally their entire deck and generate all the mana you could ever need. The only question is, how do they win? Oh, we're going to untap that Lotus Field. What do you think of this, Bearby? What do you think of this? How do you feel about Lotus Field, bud? Wish, okay. So whatever the win con is coming from the sideboard, presumably. Bunch of consigned memories. Those are worth knowing about. I imagine those are to stifle the Lotus Field trigger, but... Alright, opponent. How do we die? Porford Pages. Again. Opponent. Gonna do a little looting. Discarded. This is with 2 lands, too. I mean, one of them is Lotus Field, and the other one's Deserted Temple, but... My God, can this deck... When it pops off, it can pop off. This is just play your deck on turn 4. Underworld Breach is such a hilariously messed up Magic card. Good lord. What was Wizards thinking on that one? Opponent, gonna make some mana. Have you finally found a way to kill us? Pour over Pages. Again. If they combo again, we will just scoop. Like I said, this is just purely for the information. Opponent, I'm gonna draw some more cards. I'm gonna untap some more lands. Repeat the loop. And tap the Lotus Field. Deserted Temple untaps the Lotus Field. And make a little mana. What did they wish for? Hidden Stirring's gonna make some more mana, do some more looting. Sure. I mean, they got to do something kind of soon because they actually have just went through almost their entire deck. So they're going to run out of cards, which is going to force them to actually kill us. The mercy of deck size. Otherwise, our opponent would just do this forever. Opponent, gonna untap the Lotus Field with the Deserted Temple. Of course you are. And all right, Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, we figured it out. It's a pseudo Thorika and that means Comeuppance does nothing. All right, so here's our sideboard plan for decks like this. We go up 2 Consigns, 4 Counterspells, Dovin's Vetoes, Unlicensed Hearse, and probably Fragment Realities. We go down every single Fog, all the Tangles, all the Spider Fogs, all the Comeuppances, and then all the Wraths. So get rid of the Supreme Verdicts, get rid of the Farewells, and that's deck. Actually, maybe Disruptor Flute. Disruptor Flute might actually be better, and we don't want the path. There we go. We're on it like that. That actually is part of the philosophy of building a Turbo Fog deck. So you know you're going to run into matchups where the Fogs don't work. So when you build your sideboard, you need to skew it in a way where you can take out every Fog in your deck and bring in relevant cards. And I think we kind of did pretty well with all the counters and the Consigns, the Fractured Realities. So that was the plan, is to be able to take out every single Fog and have a chance to beat a deck where Fogs don't do anything. Opponent going to consider. This hand's interesting. So Cryptic's good. I actually kind of like the Fragment Realities because they're kind of free rolls to kill Artist Talent type effects in Underworld Breaches. Or perhaps an Expedition map that our opponent cannot crack. Yeah, I think we will fragment its reality. I don't know how you fragment the reality of an Expedition map, but we did. Okay, Counterspell, we will take all the counters possible. Also, the Mistrise Village could be relevant, because they could have brought in counters to counter our counters. Not that they saw much of what our deck is about, because they just kind of won super quick. But they might probably brought in some counters. And Mistrise Village is a way we can make sure we counter something and don't get countered back. Everything's a Dovin veto, kind of. We'll play the land, pass the turn. I don't know if this will work or not. We'll see. These are the matchups you don't want to be if you're playing Turbo Fog. The creature-free combo deck is literally the hardest matchup possible. Found it, untaps. It'd be nice to get down the ring and start drawing cards, but their deck is just so explosive that we can lose out of nowhere. So going shields down for the counters is scary. Well, there's the Lotus Field. Oh, all right, so now the next question is going to be, what is our interaction point? When can we cast a counter spell? Vizier. Can't counter that anyway. Gonna untap the Lotus Field. At least there's not a Deserted Temple this time. So their mana's... Usually the Lotus Field deck wants 2 Lotus Fields or a Lotus Field and a Deserted Temple. Going off with just 1 Lotus Field, definitely harder. Not impossible, but harder. Found it. Hidden Stirrings. Do we counter this? We could. They have 2 mana left, which means they could just cast another Hidden Stirrings, continue to pop off. We're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it go. I don't think this is the one. If they cast like a Pour Over Pages using basically all their mana, that's when we... Okay, there's a Pour Over Pages. So I think we actually, because they have 1 mana floating, which could be Spell Pierce, we're actually just going to Mistrise Village. Make sure that this counter spell resolves. Counter the Pour Over Pages. And they should put an end to the combo for now. Consult the star charts. Well, okay. So now the scary part is... Oh, there's the Deserted Temple. All right. That's another part of the scary part. But our only counter is Cryptic now, which is a lot of mana. Opponent, gonna tap and untap. Oh, we could die here. It is not impossible. Opponent. Thinking. Wish. Okay. I think we let this go. We can always counter whatever they're wishing for, right? And they have to cast it this turn. So they can't just like wish and then hold a counter for the future. About it. Wow, Underworld Breach. Wait, with 1 mana? That's not even enough to cast a Hidden Stirrings. Wait, are they just Underworld Breach considering? Huh. I mean, I guess we let it go. If I'm missing something, we can always Fragment Reality it. I don't see how this Breach wins them the game. All right, sure, Underworld Breach. Well, what are you doing with that 1 mana? I don't know if our opponent miscounted. It seems so weird to me to tutor out Breach just to cast a single Consider and then sacrifice it. But this actually works out super well because it's going to give us the time to kick this Consult the Star Charts and hopefully hit our land drop and maybe find another counter. Yeah, Consult. We will take Veto for sure. Hearse is okay, but if we can just keep the Breach off the battlefield. I kind of want the land. Yeah, we're going to go land. I'm kidding, the land drop is more important than hating the graveyard at the moment. Okay, Snapcaster's good. Snapcaster's good. That's another counter in the future. About it. Deserted Temple. And Artist Talent. Okay, that cannot stand, but we can get it with Fragment Reality. We want to save the counters for the stuff that we can't get with Fragment Reality. Like the Jays. All right, so opponent's going to go to untap. In response, get rid of the Artist Talent. I mean, opponent's got all the mana. With 2 Deserted Temples in a Lotus Field, they have all the mana. So we can't really fight the mana, but we can hopefully fight the finishers. Gonna cycle a Vizier. The good news is opponent's only got 2 cards in hand. Now 3 cards in hand, but still, they don't have a ton of cards. Wow, all right, gonna sack the Fire Islet. I guess it doesn't really matter because they have so much mana without it. Like, I guess you might as well. Found it, Lotus Field. Gonna make 3 blue. Yeah, Fogs just do not do anything here. Untaps. Our counter spells, though. Ponder. Well, we're not going to spend a counter on a Ponder. Can trip away Friend. All right, opponent ponders. And if you hear panting, that is just Bear. He's right next to me. Well, we will Grow Spire. Oh, there's Approach. I don't know when we're gonna feel safe enough to actually approach, but that is a way we can win the game eventually. Let's play the land untapped. I don't think damage is especially relevant. It's relevant with the ring. It's relevant with the ring. Like, that's one reason to not take too much damage. But our opponent, if they're going to kill us, it looks like it's not with damage. And if it is with damage, it's going to be a lot of damage at once. All right, opponent, doing Lotus Field things, which is mostly untapping Lotus Field again and again and again. And another Underworld Breach. This one we do care about a little bit. I guess we can just veto it. I guess we can Cryptic. Let's Cryptic because it's more expensive. We can Cryptic and we can leave up the veto. So if our opponent has an answer, then we can veto it back. So Cryptic, counter, and draw. All right, opponent. We might be in for a fight. Sink into Stupor. Okay, this actually kind of works because now we can veto. This actually worked out great. As long as we don't die here, we can veto the Underworld Breach. They actually bounce the Cryptic back to our hand, so we still have the Cryptic for the future. Do you have a way to untap? Okay, we survived. We survived. Well, Hallowed Fountain. Do we just keep going untapped on principle? Yeah, let's play it untapped down to 15. Pass the turn. Opponent passing. Yeah, let's Snapcaster for Consult the Star Charts. Do a little digging. So playing the Snapcaster is kind of giving up a counter spell, but hopefully we find more. And we have now found a clock. 8 turns of Snapcaster beats. 9 turns. 9 turns of Snapcaster beats. Wow, we did not hit a counter. Well, we'll take the Consult the Star Charts, and I guess Sink into Stupor is like sort of a counter. Well, here's a Hallowed Fountain. Well, beat you down with the Snapcaster. I'm not actually kidding when I say that the Snapcaster is our current win con. Like, our actual plan for winning this game is to attack with the Snapcaster 8 more times. Found it. Untaps. Counter him along the way, and, well, ooh. Lotus Field. They don't want to sack. Oh, they have. I see. They're going to stifle it. Consign. So we could fight this. I'm just not sure it matters. Like, I feel like our opponent already has infinite mana. What is another Lotus Field at this point? Like, is it worth spending our only hard counter? I kind of think it's not. Like, I think we just say, you have all the mana. You have all the mana. Can you kill us even though you have all the mana? Hopefully not. Found it. Gonna untap Lotus Field. And untap Lotus Field. All right. Sure. An opponent gonna pass. Well, we are going to once again kick a consult the star charts. Can we find some counters? Well, okay, we can find more consult the star charts. We are not seeing counters at all. Well, at least we're putting all the non-counters to the bottom. We're gonna have a pile eventually that's just all counters. Take the growth spiral. Actually, let's just consult again. Do some digging. Well, counter spell seems good. And Atwara? Atwara is like a land that could also be an answer to, ooh, Disruptor Flute on Deserted Temple does something. That's actually pretty good. I think we're actually just going to do this right now. I know we can flash it, but I think it's worth just playing now before they get to start untapping again. Opponent. All right, another Consign to Memory. Not the battle we're going to fight. You can have all the mana. That's fine. Play the land, get in and hit ya. All right, down to 13. 7 more Snapcaster attacks. Opponent. Expedition Map. That just gets more mana, sure. There's no OG Beseiju, right? It's not like, I guess I could get Mistrise Village if they had that. Yeah, an uncounterable land would actually, okay, just a redraw, that's fine. A land that made things uncounterable could actually be an issue. Opponent, going to go back to untapping Lotus Fields, yacht. I told you this deck would play some long games. Opponent, gonna sack the island, gonna draw a card. Sure. And, opponent passing, well, let's Growth Spiral into an Explore. We haven't even really found the time to get the ring down this match. We've had a ring in hand all game, and we have just not felt comfortable enough to actually tap out for it. Hit you down to 11, or to even tap down for it. Do we hold on to the Sink? I think we're going to play Sink. I think we're going to play as a land, and we're going to keep going untapped. We're killing ourselves at roughly the same rate that we are killing our opponent. Let's Explore. Draw a card. Well, put the land into play. Pass the turn. I mean, we still got 2 counters. And the Fragment Reality. Opponent passing. All right, 6 more Snapcaster attacks. Ooh, Consult's good. That is a good one. All right, get in with the Snapcaster. 5 more Snapcaster attacks. Pass the turn. This is really, sometimes it feels like I'm playing 2015 Modern. Like, beating down with a Snapcaster Mage, with Cryptic Command. There's also a lot of just random stuff, but it feels kind of OG Modern-y to me. Opponent, Ponder. Sure, gonna do some digging. Yes, that's fine. What is our opponent's hand? There's an Artist Talent. Well, I think we let this go, because we have Fragment Reality. So worst case, I get one shot at it. All right, opponent's gonna untap. In response, get rid of the Artist Talent. The Fragment Realities have been good. They have been good. I mean, the sideboard plan appears to be working. We're not dead yet, at least. It's working way better than game 1. We're not fogging, but I mean, a nice 9-turn Snapcaster attack win is fun every once in a while. Opponent passing. I don't know if they have removal in there. Like, I don't know if they can kill this Snapcaster. This might actually just be a race of can they combo before we kill them with Snapcaster. Well, there's all the counters. So we can take the Dovin's Veto. And then I guess just actual counter spell. All right, with 4 counters in hand, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay about where we're at. Get in with the Snapcaster. 4 more Snapcaster attacks for the win. Opponent untaps. An opponent cannot beat a single Snapcaster Mage and a whole bunch of counters, to be fair, and scoops it up. And, well, I mean, there's no way we're bringing the Fogs and the Sweepers back in, so I guess that means we're going to be running this one back. All right, on to game number 3. We are scarily going to be on the draw for this one. Bargler? Our opponent's the Bargler? What? Bargler? What is a Bargler? Is that a typo? Let me know in the comments what a Bargler is, because I've never heard of a Bargler before. This hand is not going to do it. We don't want the approach in hand. We couldn't even get the ring down last time. We got mulligan. Oh, okay. Well, no green mana for the Explorers. The Fragment Reality can deal with 1. We got to try this. I don't want to go to 5. In our dream world, I guess we draw a green. Okay, there's a green source. I mean, we will see how scary our opponent's start is. I promise, if they start doing the thing, I will not make you sit through it again. Not having any counters is scary, though. Well, play the land. Do a little exploring. Opponent has the Deserted Temple already. Well, let's put the Triome into play. Actually, let's leave up. We can play... That's going to come into play tapped. Yeah, let's leave up the white mana. If they play an Artist Talent, we do need to snipe it. There could also be like Expedition Map, depending on how they tap. Do you have Lotus Field? How about no? Ugh, all right. Yeah. So there's a Lotus Field. Opponent gets 1 untap, but has to... This scares me. The fact that they're sacking their Deserted Temple. Oh, do they have the consign? Oh, that's a really fast start. Oh, and the consign. Okay. Yeah, I mean, opponent even replicates it to make sure we can't counter back. It's gonna work. I mean, they're not winning this turn. Oh, man, do we just have to jam the ring? We probably have to just jam the ring. Opponent ponders. We probably have to just jam the ring unless we draw a counter. We really need to draw a counter because the ring is not enough to save us. Oh, come on, deck. Come on, deck. Counter spell. Another ring. Well, we gotta do it. We got nothing else going on, but I feel like the scoop might be coming. Well, yeah, the 1 ring protection that doesn't really do anything. All right. How about 5 lands in hand? Opponent. Gonna do, yeah. I mean, once we see the card draw, then we're gonna call it good enough. Ponder. Now ponder. Once we see like pour over pages, then it's pretty safe to assume. I know it's like 99%, not 100%, but at that point, all right, there's a pour over pages, and that's enough for me. Well, turns out you can't fog a Lotus Field. All right, it is time to do some more fogging. Spider fogging, that is. And hopefully we're in a matchup where fogs do something. No more Lotus Field, please. Please, we're done with that. Done with the Lotus Fielding. Well, let's see what our opponent's up to. We're going to be on the draw, which, that's fine. I mean, being on the play is a benefit, just because our deck, it can be a little bit slow, but ooh, this hand looks actually kind of great. Growth Spiral into the ring with a couple fogs? Sure. All right, opponent. What are we doing? Oh, God. Eldrazi Temple. All right. Yeah. Well, we're doing Eldrazi things. I don't know how this one goes. Land on Cavern and Eldrazi. Oh, boy, that is a fast start. Eldrazi Linebreaker, opponent. Gonna smash us for 4 on turn 2 with haste. Well, play the Verge and pass the turn. Yes, this is a scary start. Yes, this is where you see play draw mattering quite a bit. Like, opponent being on the play and having this start is just so much more deadly than being on the draw. Also, I wish we didn't have the approach in hand just because I thought not. Sowing Moiko Spawn. At least they're not exiling one of our lands, but still. Get another temple? Yup. All right, that is a lot of mana. It that heralds the end. Well, we're going to need a sweeper here pretty quick. Actually, super quick. Opponent, haste it up. We're taking 11. Wait, 4 on turn 2, 11 on turn 3. My God. I mean, we could tangle it, but I think we need to get the ring down. Although we're getting the ring down at like 3 life if we shock ourselves. Yeah, that's awkward. Well, let's play the tap. I guess we got a fog into the ring. I mean, we started with the fog and stuff. We'll see what our opponent has here. They have a ton of mana. Cavern on Eldrazi. Oh, World Breaker. Yeah, that actually probably does it. So we can preemptive fog just to not die. But yeah, we're not going to come back from that. That is a really good Eldrazi start. Consign to Memory, best card in this matchup. That is coming in. I think we go down just a couple of Explorers, run it like that. On to game number 2, thankfully, we're going to be on the play for this one. Man, we don't have many lands, though. Yeah, we're going to mulligan. This, we really need some green mana. But I do like that we have a Wrath. And our opponent's doing some mulligan. We also have a ring. Like, if we live until we get the ring down, there's at least hope. There's at least hope in Fogville. Well, let's play the Sink tapped. Pass the turn. Eldrazi Temple. Every time. Wizards, unban Spreading Seas, please. Actually, I would also take Blood Moon, but I know you're not gonna do that. So I'll settle for a Spreading Seas. Play the tap land. Yes, yeah, I know. Nice. Very nice. Yes, you have free reign, opponent. Not another Eldrazi Temple. Please. Please not that. Cavern. All right. Well, there's a farewell. Should we get there? We really desperately, horribly need to draw land next turn. We really, like, if we don't draw land, we might lose this game without, oh boy, Sonic Moko spawn. Here comes the mana. Yeah. See, that's what makes Eldrazi tough, is they can also at this point start exiling. Like we saw in game 1 with that World Breaker. Opponent hits us a 16 land. All right. The land's more tapped than we wanted. But it is a land. If they can exile one of our lands here, we are in really big trouble. Otherwise, next turn we finally get to the 4-drops, and we got some good ones. We got the Wrath. Found it. Land down, I'll drop. Oh, nothing. Okay. We'll take 5 down to 11. That's okay. Sire of 7 deaths. Okay. That's actually pretty fine. And we drew another land. Okay. Well, Supreme Verdict. Actually, do we want to fog? Is there a reason to fog and try to get more cards out of hand? I mean, we have the Farewell coming. Yeah, let's just Supreme Verdict. Reset the board. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand. Their best play last turn was a Sire, which at least doesn't have haste. Thought Not Seer. All right, well, there goes our ring, I assume. I feel like well, maybe the Farewell. It's probably the ring, though. The card draw is just probably what our opponent needs to fight. Like, our deck, if we can't draw cards, it's so much different than when we're drawing cards. Yeah, takes the ring, plays the land. Well, I mean, we drew more fogs. Pass the turn. This is going to be a grind, I think, if we're going to stay in this. Bound it. Combat. Thought Not. Getting in. Well, Tangle ya. So that deals with the Thought Knot for 2 turns, which hopefully, man, we gotta hit lands. I'm so scared of their land destruction. Okay, there's a land. So scared of their land destruction, keeping us off of being able to cast our Farewells and Cryptics and such. So hitting a land there is actually huge. Found it. Ooh, that's a good one. Eldrazi Linebreaker. Now we kind of have our Tangles off cycle, because they have this hasty threat, so we can Tangle to shut down that, but then the next turn, the Thought Knot will untap. Do we just have to take it? It's 5 down to 6. I mean, this deck shouldn't have reach, really. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Let's Tangle it. I don't feel great about it, but I think it's necessary. If we get down to 6, the biggest problem is it just really, ooh, Spider Fog's good. If we get down to 6, it pretty much just turns off the ring, which is not great, because at some point we need to draw some cards. Opponent. Oh, that's kind of what we were worried about. Sowing Mycospawn. Gonna eat a land of some type. All right. Gonna eat the Sparrow's Headquarters. Well, now we need to draw another land just so we can cast the Farewell. So we have 2-card combo to be able to cast our Sweeper. Opponent. Who gets a Field of Ruin. Interesting. I mean, we do have 1 basic in the deck, but they might be able to cut us off double white. Yeah, opponent's gonna go for the Sparrow's Headquarters. Yeah, this is what I was worried about with the land destruction. Well, grab our basic. And let's Cryptic. Tap draw. Oh, there's Consign. Okay. Opponent, gonna haste up nothing. I mean, Consign is great. It is great. Ooh, okay, it's a Tangle. I mean, we do have a couple of fogs. We need to keep this green source. If they have more land destruction, then eventually we'll find lands to blow up the board. If we can live that long. Opponent, combat. I mean, I hope they just swing out, because then the Spider Fog's pretty good. All right, there's the big attack. Actually, Tangle might be even better. Yeah, let's just double fog here. This buys us the most time. Spider Fog, we couldn't really kill anything too meaningful. If we could have killed the Thought Knot. Singing a Stupor. Gotta play it as land. We need our mana. Pass the turn. Oh, about it. Oh, World Breaker. Well, we're gonna counter the trigger. I don't know that we want to counter the World Breaker, though. I think we actually just counter the trigger, because if we put World Breaker in the graveyard, they can just start sacking lands and doing it again, and we really need to protect our lands here. Plus, we have the Farewell, which can exile it. Yeah, haste it up. About it. Getting in. Well, we are going to go to 2. Man, that Eldrazi Linebreaker is so good. The haste is very impactful. Well, there's the ring. Now that we're so low on life, we can't activate the ring. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, pass the turn. Would have been really good last turn. Not as good this turn. Opponent combat. Opponent. Well, save a Spider Fog. Save a Spider Fog. Gonna target the Myco spawn, go attacking. Well, Arachnogenesis. 4 spiders, prevent the damage, and everything is gonna go in front of this Thought-Knot Seer, so we get a card. I mean, Spider Fog once again is impressive. Every time. Every time we cast it, it's so good. So we stay alive, just barely. Thought-Knot dies, we get to draw a card. Oh, we can't kick it, though. I mean, we could cast it just to dig 6 deep to find a white source. Oh, there's a white source. But, oh, it's tapped. Oh. Well, I mean, the ring is still a fog. Even if we can't activate it, it's a fog. So let's play the ring. Pass the turn. I guess there's also... Well, get in hit you. Might as well pass the turn. I guess there could also be a world where we can draw with the ring and then use Farewell to exile it. We just got to be really careful we're not getting a land blown up if we do that, or else we will die to our own ring if they can get a white source. Opponent. Sure, Line Breaker. Doesn't really matter, because all the damage can be prevented. Would you like to play another creature into our Farewell, opponent? Too bad our opponent knows about the Farewell. All right, opponent, going to pass. Well, we're going to cast the Unkick Consult. Comeuppance is funny. Consult, and I'm worried about the Line Breaker, because if we Farewell and then they have haste, it just wrecks us. So we're gonna take the Comeuppance. We're gonna take the Comeuppance. So we draw another land, play another land. Oh, we are so low on cards. Oh, well, pass the turn. The Comeuppance is pretty good. That gets rid of the Line Breaker, gets rid of the Sowing Myco spawn. I still don't know if we want to kill the World Breaker. I think we'd rather just Spider Chump the World Breaker if we need to. But getting rid of the other two, that does relieve a little bit of pressure. Opponent, combat, swings with everything. Well, Eldrazi, time for your Comeuppance. So this kills the Line Breaker. Comeuppance is actually kind of good too. It does kind of work like a Settle the Wreckage some percentage of the time. That also does not give our opponent lands, which is nice. We could have killed the World Breaker, but again, we don't really want to kill it, because then they just start getting back from the graveyard, and it actually makes life worse rather than better. Devour of Destiny. Gonna devour a spider. Moreland. Moreland. Yes, opponent. I only know that because of the Spider-Man set. Opponent passes. We draw. Ooh, Snap. Okay, Snapcaster is a good draw. That lets us flashback something. Cryptic, Spider Fog, opponent combat. Technically, what we might do here is just double chump, and then we can Snapcaster for Consult the Star Charts to dig for 2 cards, since we can't really use the ring at the moment. I feel like our opponent likely has threats in hand, but doesn't want to play them because of the Farewell. So at some point, we probably need to Farewell just to get out of our hand. So then hopefully our opponent starts casting stuff again so we can deal with it with the next sweeper. Well, Snapcaster, opponent going to take up the Blast Zone. A little worried about Kozilek's command because it can exile the graveyard, but looks like that is going to be fine. Well, consult the Star Charts, kick it. Look at the top 8, grab 2. What do we find? Well, that is a lot of lands and Growth Spirals, but at least we hit a Consign. Yeah, let's just take the Growth Spiral. Oh man, I really want to draw with the ring. You know what? We're gonna draw with the ring. We're gonna draw with the ring. Okay, into another ring. Cool, because we have the Consult the Star Charts can stifle the trigger for a turn. But this works out even better. So we get to draw with the ring again. We're down to 1. The Cryptic's also huge. Get in, hit ya. Found it. Down to 13. And then we will just play another ring. Okay, I mean, at 1 life, we are staying alive. Play the tap land and pass the turn. If you like easy wins and free wins, do not play this deck. Opponent, Thought-Knot Seer, except not great because we have a ring out. Ooh, okay, this might be the Farewell turn. Now that we get rid of the Thought-Knot and get to draw a card, it makes it even a little bit juicier. Ooh, Supreme Verdict. Huh. Well, play the land. So if we Supreme Verdict, yeah, we got a Farewell, right? To get rid of the World Breaker forever. Yeah, let's Farewell. Go creatures and I guess graveyards. Yeah, creatures and graveyards. Get rid of them all. We get to draw a card. Not going to consign that trigger. and pass the turn. All right, can we do it at 1 life? Can we somehow win this never-ending fog game against Eldrazi at a single life? I mean, we're not dead yet. Sire of 7 does. That's fine. Not going to spend a counter on that. That is wrathable and foggable. Opponent passes. Approach of the Second Sons to gain life, to get high enough that we can draw with the ring would actually be kind of huge. I would love to draw some extra cards with the ring. I mean, at some point we can like draw with the ring and then bounce it with the cryptic, but we're really only drawing 1, and that's just so much effort to draw a single card. If we draw like 2 or 3, it'd be worth it, but opponent, Cavern on Eldrazi. Yeah, I guess we just let it go and then just tangle it. Unfortunately, Tangle is not a double fog against vigilant creatures. So it's only a single fog, but still, it does get rid of the damage. Opponent, we got something else? They don't know about the Supreme Verdict, which is nice. That might incentivize them to run out more. Also, what happened to Reality Smasher? Remember, like, the Eldrazi decks? That was, like, one of the best Eldrazi. Like, a centerpiece. Ooh, big Kozilek's Command. Not that big, but still big enough that I think we can sign it. Yeah, actually, let's Cryptic it. Because Cryptic can't deal with trigger. Well, but Cryptic can pick up the ring. Yeah, let's Cryptic. Let's counter and draw. Counter draw. Okay, Snapcaster is good. Find a Snapcaster. We take 0. Oh, that was all during combat. We take 0. Glaring Flesh Rake is also a concern with us being at 1 life. Okay, Sink into Stupor. That's some interaction. Take 0 from there. Oh, there's the approach. Do we have enough? We can cast it. Okay, this works. This works. We cast it. And then I think we just... yeah, we got to just Supreme Verdict. There is risk here. There is risk. If they find Eldrazi Linebreaker and can haste things in, it could get us. I think, man, we did all this to gain life. I think we got to play this Sink untapped to leave up the consign because I really don't want to die to a Linebreaker. All right. Well, okay. We know the win is 7 cards into our deck. Found it. Devour of Destiny. Sure. It's not hasty. We're fine with that. Opponent. Passing. I mean, we got to start ringing, right? We got to start using the ring just so we can get back to the approach. Are we somehow going to stabilize at 1 life and win this game? Yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. Okay, Spider Fog is good. Spider Fog is good. What we really need is Consult. If we find Consult, we just win. I am worried about the damage from the ring. 5 is still not a lot. About it. Thinking. Combat. Getting in. Well, Spider Fog. About it. About it. All right. Well, not dead yet. Staying alive. Sure. And Sire of 7 does. Also sure. And, okay, opponent's got 1 card in hand. 1 card. A single card. We gotta start doing it. Draw with the ring. Consult the star charts, maybe? Okay, Breeding Pool. Sure. Well, untap. Drop to 4. Come on. Oh, comeuppance. Okay, wait, that might do it. Draw with the ring. So we should get to it next turn, right? There's a Spider Fog. Okay, play Breeding. Oh, it's 2 cards in. Okay, so we definitely have it next turn. Well, let's just play Atwara. Pass the turn. I mean, we should be good. I think we actually somehow navigated our way through this with our fogs. Wow, what a game. About it. About it. It's so funny just to see. Okay, so I might go spawn. That's fine. Gonna nuke a land. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. It's so funny to just see all these absolutely massive Eldrazi getting stopped by Spider Fog and comeuppance. It's so good. Found it. Yeah, exiles the land. That is fine. I mean, we just got him with the approach. With 2 fogs in hand, they can't kill us. I think we just comeuppance because it's kind of fun to actually kill these massive Eldrazi's with comeuppance. Yes, instead of damaging us, how about you damage yourself, opponent? Oh, so this kills the Sire. This kills the Devourer of Destiny. And now we just untap. Take 2 from the ring, and then draw with the ring. Top card, we know what it is. It's Approach of the Second Sun. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, we just do it. Approach. Approach. Did we get him? Did we get him? Wow, we were so close to being dead. Kozilek's command, it doesn't really matter, but we will counter it anyway, just in case. Just in case it does matter. And wow, what a fog win. I mean, those are the games. Those are the games where you see the power of the fogs. And yeah, I mean, I don't think we change anything. Let's do it again. All right, on to game number 3. Can we fog our way past Eldrazi very slowly? Let's find out. Ooh. Well, we have 2 sinks, so that's actually better than at first I was like, oh my god, 1 land, but the singing is supers. They make this hand fine. Plus, I like that we have both come up. Oh boy. Turn 1, hit the Herald's End off the Eldrazi Temple. I would like to point out that our opponent has had Eldrazi Temple every single game. We're going to play the untapped land to play Consign just because we really don't want to get hit by a Thought Knot Seer here. About it. Gets and hits us down to 16. Okay. Battle Mage. That's fine. That's fine. We don't really care about that. Well, there's a... Oh, we have to keep killing ourselves. Yeah, untap land. The problem with Growth Spiral is we can't put an MDFC into play from our hand. So if we want to make sure we have a land to put into play, like the Verge, we actually have to bolt ourselves with MDFC. Bound it. Yeah, we're taking it. We are down to 8 already. And, oh, come on, no big follow-up, please. We could use a little breather here, opponent. Myco spawn, okay. Yeah, let's Growth Spiral. I mean, the comeuppance might actually be our savior here. The comeuppance might be our savior. I think we're gonna... This sounds kind of crazy, but I think we're gonna consign the ramp trigger. If our opponent gets another temple here, they're just so off to the races. Do you not have a land, please? Maybe. Okay. Opponent does not have a land. Okay, that's huge. Untap land down to 6. Boy, this mana base is hurting at the moment. Does our opponent try to play around the fogs? If they swing out here, the comeuppance is huge. It's huge. It actually just hard sweeps the board. Opponent combat. Opponent swings with them all. All right, well, comeuppance time. Oh, better settle the wreckage. Better settle the wreckage here. Get rid of all of them. No lands for you. About it. Chalice on 1. Sure. And another Battle Mage. Chalice on 1 doesn't really do that much against us, so I guess that's not a big deal. I think we just get the ring down. And then we got to pay this thing tap, though. We're already so low on life. This is gonna be super close. This is gonna be a ridiculously close game. Opponent, Cavern, and passes. Well, let's play the Mistrise Village. Pass the turn. This is where it gets challenging with the Turbo Fog deck. Once you get low on life, and you just can't afford to take a hit or two, and you have to fog every turn, that's when the deck becomes really fun. Well, I think we just Snapcaster. We'll just choose Growth Spiral. We're just mostly Snapcastering to block here. So get the 2/2 off the battlefield. This saves us from having to spend a fog to deal with a 2/2. All right, Consign is good. Consign actually, I think, means... Well, I guess Consign is not good because there's a Chalice on 1. Yeah, all right. Well, not as good as I was hoping. Well, I guess at this point, our opponent GG'd. Interesting. Do they think we're dying to our ring? I mean, we might be dying to our ring. Oh, all right, there's a Cryptic. Probably not dying to our ring after all. Cryptic with ring is so nice. All right, opponent. What do we got, Eldrazi? Sowing Myco spawn. Gonna go after one of our lands. Gonna go after the Mistrise Village. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna counter it. If we could consign it, we would, but we can't because of the Chalice. So maybe the Chalice is better than I gave it credit for. I was thinking we didn't really care at all, but I guess we care a little bit. We care a little bit about Chalice on 1. Opponent, gonna eat the Mistrise Village. Not sure why they care about Mistrise Village. I don't know why our spells being uncounterable matters much to them, but, well, let's kick the Consult, take a Spider Fog, and I guess just I think it's either Tangle or Land. Yeah, let's go Fog. We should hit our lands with the ring, hopefully. Well, there's another Tangle. I'll draw with the ring. We do hit a land. It's another Misrise Village even. And another ring, which makes this way easier. So now we're gonna have to do some like Cryptic, bounce the ring, replay it stuff. This makes it easy though. We can just play the ring, play the Misrise Village, and yeah, I guess we just Growth Spiral now, so we can put a land into play and not have to discard as much to hand size. And discard the Consign that we can't even cast, and see what happens. Opponent. What are we doing? What are we doing with our Sowing Mycospawn spawn, opponent? Alright, Sire 7 does. That is, I mean, it's a good card, but it doesn't do much against Fogs, opponent. Thinking about getting in, realizing there's still a ring. Yeah, let's just reset it, I guess. Supreme Verdict. At this point, I think we try to avoid tapping the ring. Like, we have enough cards as it is. So I don't think we need to risk dying to our own cards at the moment. Although the Cryptic, maybe we do with the Cryptic. Oh, no. Okay. Life is getting really hard now. Glaring Flesh Rake. So the problem with Flesh Rake is that's a source of direct damage. Curse of Shaken Faith. Whenever enchanted player plays their second spell of a turn to... Well, I wanted to do Cryptic bounce one ring shenanigans, but apparently our opponent has some direct damage after all. So I think we have to... The Curse we could maybe play around. The Flesh Rake is the big problem, because that's just going to kill us almost instantly. Oh, this feels so bad. So I think we are going to counterbounce. Our opponent doesn't have the mana to replay the Flesh Rake. We deal with the Curse, which would have been an issue. We on to... Oh, Snapcaster. Okay. Okay, Snapcaster's good. There is a world where the Comeuppance can deal with the Flesh Rake. That is possible. But Flesh Rake is a way our opponent can win without attacking with creatures, which is exactly what we want to not see. Found it. Flesh Rake returns. Oh, boy. And Chalice on 2. So it's going to trigger the Flesh Rake to make a spawn that burns us down to 2. And then the Chalice shuts down. Oh, man. If we could actually, if there was one more colorless thing, then we could come up and kill the Flesh Rake. I think we actually have to stop Chalice on 2, though, because then that stops Snapcaster, stops both Tangles in our hand. Yeah, we can't stop this Flesh Rake. So we got a Snapcaster. Snapcaster. Grab the Cryptic. Cryptic. Counter the Chalice. And yeah, I guess we just draw a card. More Spider Fogs. Okay. Well, down to 2. We are barely hanging on. Yeah, we untap. Good thing we didn't tap the ring. Consult the star charts, eh? Well, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's just main phase consult. See what we can find. In theory, land approach. Yeah, untap land approach has got to be the way to do it, right? So grab the approach, grab the land. Now we can play the land, play the approach. Hope there's not something crazy. They only have 1 card in hand. There's only 1 card in hand. We're back up to 9, so we don't die right away. Hopefully with 1 card in hand, they can't kill us. And now we only need to stay alive. Oh boy, another Flesh Rake. Although a second Flesh Rake might actually be oddly good for us. I mean, it's bad for us right now, but it might be good for us next turn because it means that it makes so many tokens that a Comeuppance, if they play a thing, the Comeuppance can kill the Flesh Rakes. Now, opponent, GG's again. Let's draw with the ring. Let's play the tap land. Pass the turn. See if the, oh man, we're so close. We got to make it two more turns. 2 more turns and we get it with the approach. About it. Thought Knot Seer. We can't counter it. We could sink it, but I think we just comeuppance. If we comeuppance, so opponent's going to make these tokens. Well, they're going to take one of our 4 fogs. So the tokens come in. Normally the flesh rake would be burning us. Instead, it's got to burn itself. The other token comes in. We actually got through the 2 glaring flesh rakes with a comeuppance of all things. And that shows where it's even better than settled, because our opponent wasn't going to attack with those. Now that the Thought Knot's entered, we'll bounce the Thought Knot. This draws us 1 card deeper to the approach of the Second Sons. Our opponent can take one of our 4 fogs. Sure, take your pick. 2 Tangles, 2 Spider Fogs. And we are so close. If we can find a Consult the Star Charts, but I think this should do it. Like with the Flesh Raker's gone and us up to 7, we have it, right? We just have it. They can't kill us here. Opponents only they have a Thought Knot, they have an unknown card. Oh my god! What a win! What a win! We fogged our way past Eldrazi. Opponent Thought Knot Seer coming back. Gonna take another fog from our hand. Does not like the Spider Fogs. But I think it's too late because we get to untap. We take a damage from the ring. We draw for our, oh my god, that's Consult the Star Charts. Well, that does it right away. Consult, look at the top 12. I think we'll take Approach of the Second Sons. We'll play Approach of the Second Sons. I don't know how we won that game. But good lord, we fogged our way past Eldrazi, and this deck's kind of sweet. If you like long games, wow, this deck's sweet. Well, talk about in the wrap up. Be right back. So what did we learn this week about Turbo Spider Fog? And record wise, the deck worked pretty well. We went 4-2 with the deck, so not a huge sample size, but a 67% win rate. It took us a while. My god, were those some really long, really close, and I thought really interesting games. We had a lot of games where we were down to like 1 life and trying to maneuver around like our 1 ring damage and 1 attack would kill us, and finding a way to put that all together. And the deck actually did a pretty good job of fighting through that. And I gotta say, the new fogs are really sweet. We got to see Tangle be solid, right? The double fog thing. Arachnogenesis really blew me away. Like, I knew the card was sweet from Commander, but I've never played it in a 1v1 format before, and it was way better than I expected. It was pretty easy for this to be 3 mana, make like 2 or 3 1/2 tokens, which is already kind of fine. Like 3 mana for 3 1/2s with reach is already not a bad deal, and prevent the combat damage, and we got to see it be really big at sniping annoying creatures, like those glaring flesh rakers attacking us, and they're a problem because they can deal damage even if they're not attacking, so we can't just fog them, but being able to like Spider Fog to make these surprise blockers to kill a glaring flesh raker. We took down a Thought Knot Seer at one point. Really, really big deal in the deck. So all the new fogs felt really good, and the deck just functioned pretty well. Like, it can be a little bit slow sometimes, and it is admittedly a deck that has some bad matchups. We got to see like the Lotus Field combo deck. Oh boy, does that deck not care about fogs at all. I think our sideboard plan actually worked pretty well. We're bringing all the counter spells. We won game 2. We ended up not having a good draw in game 3 and losing game 3. But the sideboard plan, I think, actually worked pretty well in those matchups. But the deck does have some really bad matchups, at least before sideboarding. But we also got to see the deck just have insanely good matchups where we played against like that Boggles deck, the Auras deck, that was just making these huge core Spirit Dancers and Light Paws and putting all these auras on them, and it just felt like we couldn't lose. Like, yeah, you got this 20-30 power creature attacking us every turn, and we're just like, sure, whatever, like fog it and fog it and fog it. I also gotta say, the approach of the Second Sun win con, really good in the deck. It was nice to have an option to win the game right away. In the past, when we've played Turbo Fog, we haven't played Approach of the Second Sun, instead trying to use like Sphinx's tutelage and so forth to be our win condition. And the thing I like about Approach is it only takes a single slot in the deck. Actually, if you look at our deck, we're playing 61 cards because it's 60 cards and then 1 Approach of the Second Sun in case we actually got to win the game. But it's nice that it only takes up a single slot, and we got to see it be a pretty effective win condition, and I think it got even better thanks to Consult the Star Charts. Like, Consult the Star Charts charts work so well with that, where a lot of games we could, in the late game, cast the Approach of the Second Sun, in the very next turn, consult the star charts, dig at least 7 cards deep, find it again, cast it again, win the game on the spot. So all around, I really love this deck. It plays these really long, slow, intricate, grindy games, and it does some really interesting things. So if you like to play really slow, grindy Magic, and you like to make your opponents miserable by not letting them deal any damage to you, and just getting people, that's one of the best parts about this deck, is like, that comeuppance game was so insane, where opponent actually found a High Noon to deal 5 damage to our face to kill us, but we managed to consult the star charts to find a comeuppance and redirect that damage to our opponent's face, and we won instead. It just leads to these amazing moments. That's one of the biggest upsides of Fogs. So if you like these big moments, you like grindy, slow games, I would definitely recommend this deck. With only 6 matches, it's still hard to say exactly how competitive it is because our sample size isn't huge, but it felt pretty good, and it's just super fun to play. So anyway, that is Turbo Spider Fog. That's been our deck for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.